All right. Are we airing? Are we filming?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We have Charlie Skelton before the cameras. I would like to ask you, Charlie, what was your impression of yesterday? What was your general feeling about the entire conference and the protest?
Well, yesterday was, I guess it was more for the alternative media and the people. It was a lot of speakers, and it was an extraordinary feeling in the paddock, or do we call it, the field, the press zone. Lots and lots of people being turned away. Something like 2,000 people in the field listening to speakers, and with the conference venue in the background. You know, England looking at its best, the sun shining. It was amazing. It was really inspiring, and we had an MP come down, Michael Meacher. He spoke, and that was amazing. That was kind of old school politics, getting up on a stage and climbing up there and speaking to people with a microphone. It was really fun, and I loved it. It was. I think everyone had a pretty good time.
Yep. How did you become yourself involved in the issue of Bilderberg? How did you get to know that phenomenon?
I did probably from just skulking around the internet at first, coming across this thing. I wonder what this is, and looking at it first of all from the point of view of a journalist, and thinking it seems odd that this thing, which clearly does exist, it's documented, hasn't really been covered by the news media, and there seems to be some story about the fact that the news media don't cover it, and that seemed to be a bit of an issue with people. And so I just thought, that's odd. And then I started to think about it, and I thought, well, maybe I could just go along and be a journalist properly, sort of. And spoke to the Guardian, said, can I write about this? They said, yeah. I said, it's over in Greece, so I'm going to go and fly over, see if I can find it. Might be fun. They said, okay, great, sounds interesting. And went and did that, and that was in 2009. And very big difference between then and now. You know, virtually no one outside the gates in 2009. Virtually no press, apart from just a very few sparse alternative media. And yeah, this year, mainstream press, TV, news, international, national stations, national newspapers, news agencies, you know, Reuters,
right.
Associated Press. I could go on. Press Association. It was extraordinary.
Right. And is it safe to say that you became more passionate as you reported from 2009 on to this time? I mean, reporting on it. Did you get more passionate about the issue, about the
Yeah, I wasn't passionate at all at first. I mean, I thought it was funny. I went along. I remember thinking, oh, this might be funny. I literally remember going, oh, I might get followed. I wonder if this guy's following me. That'd be funny. I could write about that. Right. Maybe I'll pretend someone's following me. You know, a day later, someone's following me, and it got really weird. And then I was being followed everywhere, and it started to get more oppressive. I think my room was gone into. I wasn't even sure who was following me. And then I started being arrested quite a lot by the Greek police, the Vouliagmeni, and the local police. They were being quite heavy-handed, and I was still being followed by plainclothes guys, and I didn't know what was going on. And it was really stressful, and so there was no press pack or anything. There was just a few people, sort of disparate people, and so I was very much on my own. So I got in a cab, and I went, oh, forget this, I'm going to Athens. I left off halfway through the conference and just went to Athens. I thought, oh, I'm just going to go to a hotel here. I literally got out of the cab. I turned around, there's two guys on motorcycles, and they followed me around, and then I had 10 people at any one time following me, which was the most overstaffed piece of over-policed bit of surveillance you could imagine, because I wasn't doing anything. I would actually go up to them and say, I'm just going to go over to there, I'm in my hotel now. And it got more and more oppressive around Athens. I spoke to different policemen and different heads of police, and said, who are these people following me? Who is it? And they said, they don't know, maybe it's private security of someone at the conference. I kept pushing, and they said, next time it happens, make a citizen's arrest. Right. This is the police told me to. So I did, right? I ended up wrestling with a guy in the Athens underground. It was all totally dystopian and horrible, like something like the Parallax View or something. It was just really nasty. Ended up jumping in a cab at some point saying, take me to the embassy. Went to the British Embassy, it was shut, it was a Sunday, that wasn't great. So yeah, through this process of being harassed, totally unnecessarily. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Right.
I suppose it made me a little bit more radicalised.
Right.
Radicalised, not in any like
No.
bricks through windows sort of way, but engaged, perhaps is a better word, with the issue.
En
Dat is nog 5 minuten.
ja, dat kan.
Ik stop even over op deze.
Okay, we're gonna switch it up.